Better watch it. You're not a fish. Alright guys, it's Thursday night. I'm out here ready to rock and roll. It's supposed to be 70% sandbag night. Loaded the sandbag up last night, so it would have, I don't know, added like 13 more kilos, so it's 108, somewhere around there. Somewhere around 240, somewhere in that area. Don't really know for sure, but it's the math is there. It should be in that area. Woke up yesterday before squats. My back was hurting, and it's in the point of tears, pain. I had luck yesterday and today with ice on it, but the ice only keeps away the pain for so long. So I came out, I warmed up with the light bag, and I feel decent making a transition from my lat, but getting it from the ground up to my lat hurts considerably, right across all the way across my pelvis, down my hamstrings and into my feet. Last night I took the new sandbag and I put it up on some tires and mats to get it off the ground so he could come outside and play today. Hey. And if water came out of the pool, it wouldn't soak it. Of course, he came straight out and got several big mouthfuls of water and covered it. So it is absolutely soaked. He did it just a second ago. It is absolutely soaked in water. So I'm going to towel it off. The plan today is supposed to be 3 hard sets. There's no rules exactly on how many reps I'm supposed to get. But once again, we're at that point to where how far is it worth pushing today? How far is it worth pushing today versus the long term? So this day is becoming making me more and more nervous. Just because it is a lot of lat work, it is a lot of bicep work, it is a lot of hamstring work, and I don't need to tear any of those. And they're all extremely fatigued by the time I get here in my training week. And it's this hot out here, so you don't want a sandbag to slip, you don't want a stone to slip. The way the bags went last week, it was absolutely fantastic, but it wasn't completely soaked last week either. And now it's completely soaked, and it's 23 kilos heavier. So it's 50 pounds heavier this week than it was last week. So I'm gonna take a few minutes, see if I can't dry off. I might wrap my legs and hit the tacky towel pretty good, and then just see what I can do on this thing. I need to get a couple of reps somewhere. Keeps getting it wet. I can't move it when it's wet. He soaked it.
Let's go.
What? Hey! Hey! Why not? Hey!
It's just wet. It's just water. All right, set one, it's down. Even though the bag dries quickly out here, the bag is wet on the bottom. I'll give you a good shot. I mean, I'm wet, obviously, but the ground is just completely soaked. So every time I make a step off the mat away from the bag, and the mat under the bag is covered in water too, it tracks more and more water. But there are strong men that load sandbags in water, so what do I say? Either way, back hurts. Harley, back hurts. When I picked that bag up, it felt like lightning. Strokes of numbness going down through my toes, straight down my spine, inside of my hamstrings, outside of my knee, outside of calf, right down through heel and big toe. So it's a sciatic nerve. But I can strain through it. So I need to get the 3 sets, even if it's just 3 sets of 1. I can get angry and I can get 1. I would like to be able to do some pedestrian technical singles, doubles, and triples, but I don't think that is in the cards today. So just need a couple minutes and we'll grab the sucker again. Just wet. It's just water. All right, I guess maybe that was set 2, 3, I don't know. Gave it a legit pull. You know, I can kind of pick it up with my right hand. I'll try to get you some better video footage of the whole left side of the bag is just water filled. It's even dark colored. You can see where the water lines are. It's really slick. Even though my hands are sticky from the tacky towel, the bag is slick. And then I got a good pick on it. I found one spot. I got my hands underneath the finger and I gave it a good pull. And it's like sticking, you know, my fingers in an electric socket. I can just feel electricity straight up my spine, down through my feet, and it's like, you know, you can't move. You know, you're just kind of stuck there. So I really want. I got one, and I think I was so fired up when I got it. I don't know. It's like it just flew by. So I really thought I was going to come out and get, you know, 3 sets of 5 today. And be fired up. I did not expect this, although I didn't expect to wake up yesterday morning and barely be able to walk. And I am sore today, guys. I'm sore. Solid log press session earlier this week. Big deadlift PR, which left me incredibly sore. Not in the back, but glutes, hams, quads, you know, all my upper back muscles, lats. I was legitimately sore muscularly from the deadlift training on Monday, and then go back in the gym Wednesday, yesterday, and, you know, 10s on box squats again. and then 3 PR sets of glute ham raises, and then 3 PR sets of pull-ups. I mean, I'm sore. My lats are sore. My glutes, hips, hams, quads, adductors and abductors, all extremely sore. So I mean, with that much muscular soreness going on, I'm really surprised I can get out here and do anything. But with that much soreness going on, there's a muscle somewhere pressing on a nerve. So it's pressing on that nerve that's just lighting me up. But hey, you know what? The point of today's training session, and I wrote this down 2 weeks ago. The point of today's training session was 3 sets of hard work. So hey, I did 1 set. Actually, I did several attempts. I got 1 good fired up set, where I did finally load it. The set where I just did, I gave it a solid pull. I can feel it, and it was everything that I've got. Didn't really move. So I'm going to try to do it 1 more time, see what I can pull out, and then hey, there's nothing wrong with resting, because this is just the beginning of the program. I got to get back to work after this. So I got to stop testing and start training. This is just a bad week anyway. Just a bad session. Let's go. Yep. All right, guys, 3rd set. I got that rep. Hoping you can see that I had to get kind of mad to get it, but that's all right. I hope anyway. I know it's possible, and probably the big takeaway from that is that it was somewhat max effort. Definitely wasn't max strength, but it's max effort, and nothing pulled, nothing tore. Biceps were strong. They held together, hamstrings held together, back held together, and I'm hoping, I keep talking about this on Thursdays, I'm hoping that on the extension, I did extend up, I did hit my toes, and I did straighten my knees just a little bit. I felt like I got some pretty decent height on that. It was in my mind that when I got it to my lap, if I was going to move up with it, once I got past that point of pain, the initial start to move my back, that I did want to go ahead and force it to get it up as high as I could and to get that full extension. So I'm sure if I did that, I've already thrown the video up there in slow motion probably to show how awesome it was. Even if I didn't, I'll throw it up there as well, so you can see an idea of what I'm not doing and what I want to do. So give me a few minutes. I want to clean up here and then come back at you 1 more time. You see the water everywhere? That's dirt, mud, and water. All from today. That was spotless before little dude came out. There you go. Can you see the left side of that bag? How nice and wet it is, where it's just soaked in water. The left side compared to the right side, where the emblem is on the light colored side, and the whole left side of the bag where I was trying to grab there is just dark. Dark. Get some more light on there just in case. Well, went the wrong way. Nope. hoping you can see. Alright guys, it looks like that's gonna wrap up Thursday's loading training. Obviously it's not what I wanted, but salvaged some good out of it, and then I know that I know my body can handle a strain. I know my body can kick in that mental gear when it has to. It's not safe, but I know that I can. And then I've lifted an unknown weighted sandbag, so it is what it is today. I think when I was looking, the big thing is next week I thought my plan was either 5 sets of 5 or 3 sets of 3 with the Atlas stone that I used last week, and it's not. Next week I've got a stone load run with the stone I used in the first block, the second block, the third block, which was last week, and one heavier. And I think that heavier one is supposed to be for a triple. So I've got to bring home the 115 stone, the 245 stone this week, and I've got to bring home one lighter stone as well, or you know, something. I cannot remember what I loaded during week 1's training. I'm pretty sure I did it at the gym, but either way, you know, I've got to bring home a lighter stone and a heavier stone and do a run. So I've got to set up some kind of way to do a 4-stone run out there next week, and that'll be exciting. I think, you know, if I can come in healthy, then you know I can make the run. If I'm walking into next week and I'm realizing that I'm not feeling healthy, best thing to do, go back, start at week 1. Start at week 1 and beat my reps. You know, I can go back and make progress. I wanted to finish the thing out because I really believe that in I've got another 4 weeks or so, 4 to 6 weeks on this program. I really think that in 4 to 6 weeks I can go out and I can take what I listed as my PR stone, and I really do think that I can get a double or triple with it. So if I can do all the training here, you know, I can do everything leading up to it, and then I think I can go to the gym and when it gets down to that final day, and I'm pretty sure that I can do a safe single, maybe a safe double or triple, depending on obviously the weather and how everything's feeling. But if my back is not feeling great and I keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, I'm going to end up back at 0. If I keep coming in and trying and having days like today where I did it just because I think I'm tough enough to do it, or because I want to do it, that's not going to get me very far long term. I mean, I was talking about this last week, how I had to have patience, and if I didn't have the patience to see the program through long term, come back and yell at me in a year and ask me where my patience was, why I didn't listen to myself. So yeah, that's what I've got to do. I'm going to bring those stones home. But if I'm getting out here and realizing that it's just not going to go, or if I'm having one of those weeks where my back just doesn't feel great, then I've got to be smart enough to reset the program and go through the lighter weights, build the muscle again, because I've definitely built muscle. I've definitely built lats. I've definitely built some more, biceps. My technique has improved. You're seeing where I'm getting the extension going on everything. So there's no reason why I can't come back and repeat everything that I've done so far. I mean, the worst part about it is emptying the sand back out of the bags. But there's no reason why I can't repeat everything that I've done so far and beat rep PRs or do it in a faster time. Do it easier. That's still progress. I've got to have the patience to make slow, steady progress and see it that way. it was on my mind. I'm trying to figure out why this sandbag was so much more difficult than the bag last week. I mean, obviously, obviously it's wet. It really is wet to the touch, and half the bag was soaked in water. So that side of the bag was hard. You can't get a grip on it. But on top of that, that bag was, it's this much. Well, it's 23 kilos heavier. So it's 23 kilograms, 50 pounds of sand. It's a 50-pound bag of sand, wider, longer, because that bag's not going to get, just thicker. The way that sandbag is, it's going to get longer. And the longer that sandbag gets, the farther down to the ground I've got to get to pick that thing up. So it's I don't have I have very poor flexibility in my back getting down to an Atlas stone anyway. I'm lucky that I have really long arms, and you can see me even with an Atlas stone, I'm having to fiddle down around the stone to get my hand around it so I can get a decent pick, whereas when I was in my 20s, I just reached down, grabbed and go, because I could feel the ground, get all the way underneath it on the first pick. Now I get down and then I have to kind of pull myself the last half inch to inch to get under that stone. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. But where it hurts me is on something like a sandbag. Well, if you saw on the lifts that I made, I kind of grabbed and I had to force myself to go. No matter where I was, I had to get tight and I had to get mean and I had to pull. But my hands were out wide, which meant I had to get down super, super low. And because of flexibility, arthritis, pain, it's hard to create tension when you're in that kind of position. So it might have benefited me to before I went to bed last night to do some weightlifting squats, front squats, and I just mean one plate aside at most. 5 sets of 2, 5 sets of 3. I should have done some lunges. I did a bunch of work last night before I went to bed. I did foam rolling, laid in the floor, did a bunch of stretches, a bunch of massage gun. But it might have helped me to go ahead and do some kind of squats. And then first thing, waking up this morning, I probably could have either put my weightlifting shoes on or the shoes that I'm going to do stones in, or even just barefoot for maximum stretch, and done this, done some weightlifting squats, just casual, higher bar, natural position, body upright, go down as absolute low as you can, a little spring in the bottom. Again, barefoot D shoes or weightlifting shoes. 3 to 5 sets of 2 to 3 with maximum a plate aside. I probably could have put a 10 kilo plate or a 25-pound plate on each side and been fine, just to get all those muscles moving. Where I didn't, this morning I got up and worked. I went to the butcher, I went to the shop, and came back here and worked some more. I was on the couch. I did a lot of rolling, foam rolling, massage gun, things like that. But maybe I didn't get my spine prepared. Maybe that's going to be the key. I don't like stretching. I don't think stretching is a big thing. I like moving. I think, if you want to be able to move through a certain position or range of motion, don't stretch into that position. Get into that position. You want to relax into that position. If you want to create force in a position, your body needs to be able to relax at somewhere near that position to create force. I mean, that's kind of like the magic of the sport of weightlifting. It's the perfect combination of being explosive and relaxed at the same time. You look at a powerlifting squat where everything is tight. What's tight? Absolutely freaking everything. Everything. If you can name it, it should be tight. Your eyeballs should be tight. If you're at a weightlifting squat, hands loose, it's fine. Keep your upper back. I mean, your back should be, nothing should move but your hips. And you got to move at a rapid speed. So if you've got to move at a rapid speed, something has to be loose. If you're tight, like I am with a wide stance on powerlifting squats, my feet torqued in, my elbows turned down, my abs pulled out, I'm creating torque and pressure, slowing myself down to create a maximum squat. Hope that makes sense. When doing the stones, I've got to have the flexibility, the lack of pressure, and the lack of pain to get down there to that stone comfortably, and then to be able to and go. So I'm having to start at the top and because I'm dealing with pain from the top. And then I'm under pressure trying to get down. And when you're under pressure, it's difficult to get down into position. So very similar to a deadlift. It's hard to get full of air at the top and then have to get down to the bottom and then set your straps. If you're going to get your air at the top, you need to hook grip or over under, grab and go, something like that. So that's, I don't know, my thoughts. I hope that made some sense. But anyway, guys, it's getting late. Neighbors are going to bed. I get the lights turned off. But I'm going to do something tonight to mobilize. I guess they're ready to go to bed. Do some stretching and clean up out here a little bit later. Some reverse hypers non-stop. Lots of ice. And I've got a couple of days of rest before I've got to do some kind of pressing on Sunday. So till then, guys, hope you have a good one. We'll see you on Sunday.